The Alien Reconnaissance Ship, Ceres, hovered silently at the edge of Earth's forbidden zone, its sleek hull reflecting the cold light of distant stars. Inside the control room, tension crackled like static. The ship's crew, clad in tight, bioluminescent uniforms, exchanged uneasy glances. Captain Arvik paced the length of the bridge, his eyes fixed on the holographic map of Earth. "We're at the boundary," Lieutenant Sorn said, his voice tinged with apprehension. "Initiating final approach protocols." Captain Arvik turned sharply. "Do you really believe the stories, Sorn? This planet is supposed to be a backwater. There's nothing here but primitive life forms and outdated technologies." Dr. Vetra, the ship's scientist, peered through her viewport, her gaze fixed on the blue and green orb below. "Primitive or not, the energy readings are off the charts. We could be dealing with something entirely unexpected." The ship's engines hummed softly as it descended through the atmosphere, breaching the ionosphere with a faint shimmer. The crew's unease was palpable as they prepared for landing. Captain Arvik's bravado wavered slightly, but he quickly masked it with a scowl. "Deploy the reconnaissance drones," he commanded, his tone brooking no dissent. "We need to assess the situation before making contact." The drones shot out from the ship, their sleek forms slicing through the dense cloud cover. On the bridge, holographic images flickered to life, displaying the terrain of a remote forest. Trees towered like ancient sentinels, their canopies forming a labyrinth of shadows. "Scans are showing nothing but wildlife," Sorn reported, though his voice lacked conviction. "No signs of advanced civilization." Arvik's eyes narrowed. "Good. Prepare a landing team. We'll proceed with caution but assert our presence." As the landing module touched down, the crew stepped out into the thick, humid air. The forest was alive with sounds, the rustling of leaves, the distant call of a bird, the soft crunch of underbrush underfoot. The air was dense, almost suffocating, and the scent of wet earth mixed with the musk of vegetation. "Stay alert," Arvik instructed, his voice low and intense. "We're not here for sightseeing. Remember, our mission is to retrieve a human specimen." Dr. Vetra adjusted her equipment, scanning the surroundings with a sense of mounting curiosity. "If these readings are accurate, we might be dealing with something far beyond what our data suggested." Lieutenant Sorn, his eyes darting nervously, added, "We should be prepared for anything. The legends about humans, how they react when provoked, it's unsettling." Their journey through the forest was fraught with a growing sense of unease. The terrain was treacherous, and every snap of a twig or rustle of leaves heightened their wariness. As they ventured deeper, the silence became more profound, an oppressive weight that pressed against their minds. Without warning, the tranquility shattered. From the underbrush emerged a group of humans, barely visible through the thick foliage. They moved with a predatory grace, their eyes gleaming with an unsettling intelligence. Weapons made from seemingly rudimentary materials but with intricate designs glinted in the dim light. Dr. Vetra's scanner emitted an urgent beep. "We're not alone. And they're not as primitive as we thought." Arvik's face hardened. "Prepare for immediate contact. We must secure a specimen and return before this mission turns into a catastrophe." As the humans closed in, the crew's initial confidence began to falter. The air crackled with tension as Captain Arvik raised his voice. "Do not underestimate them. Remember, we are here to prove the legends wrong." The chapter ends with the aliens poised on the brink of an encounter that promises to challenge their every assumption about Earth and its inhabitants. The scene is set for a confrontation that will test their resolve and reveal the true nature of the forbidden planet. The forest's tranquility shattered as the alien crew found themselves surrounded by a group of humans who emerged from the dense foliage with alarming speed. Captain Arvik's commanding presence faltered for a split second, but he quickly masked his surprise with a scowl. His heart pounded in his chest as he raised his weapon, a sleek, pulsating energy rifle. "Stay sharp," Arvik barked. "We're dealing with more than just primitive savages." Lieutenant Sorn and Dr. Vetra fell into formation behind him, their eyes scanning the humans who advanced with a deliberate, almost ritualistic calm. The humans' attire was a curious mix of functional and ceremonial, faded, rugged fabrics adorned with symbols and patterns that hinted at a complex society. One of the humans, taller and more imposing than the rest, stepped forward. His eyes were sharp, calculating, and he held a makeshift spear with a precision that belied its crude appearance. "Who are you?" the human demanded, his voice carrying a deep, resonant tone. "What is your purpose here?" Dr. Vetra's scanner beeped frenetically, struggling to process the readings. "Captain, their technology is rudimentary, but their combat skills are advanced. We underestimated them." Arvik's eyes narrowed. "We're here on a peaceful mission. We seek knowledge, not conflict." The human leader's gaze hardened. "Peaceful missions don't come unannounced, armed and in the middle of our territory." "Your territory?" Sorn interjected, his voice quivering slightly. "This planet is uncharted. We have no knowledge of any advanced civilization here." The human leader's expression remained unreadable. "We don't care for your maps. You've crossed a boundary, and now you must answer for it." Before Arvik could respond, the humans moved with practiced efficiency, encircling the crew with an almost imperceptible choreography. Arvik's instincts screamed danger. He glanced at Vetra, whose eyes were wide with both awe and apprehension. "Prepare for extraction," Arvik ordered, though his voice betrayed his anxiety. "We need to regroup and assess." As the crew attempted to retreat, the human's leader raised a hand, signaling the others to hold their positions. "We've no intention of harming you, but we will not let you leave until we understand your intentions." Dr. Vetra, despite her fear, stepped forward. "We didn't mean to intrude. Our mission is scientific. We seek to study, not to invade." The human leader considered this, his gaze shifting to the forest around them. "Your presence alone is an invasion. We've seen what your kind can do. We protect our world with our lives." The atmosphere grew tense. Arvik could feel the weight of the forest, as if it itself were a living entity scrutinizing their every move. The rustling leaves and distant animal calls seemed louder, almost mocking their predicament. "We're not here to conquer," Arvik said, his voice a mix of frustration and earnestness. "We only wish to observe and learn." The leader's eyes softened slightly, but he remained resolute. "Observation requires consent. If you wish to stay, you must prove your intentions are genuine." "Agreed," Vetra said, her voice steady despite the tension. "Let us demonstrate our commitment to peaceful research." The leader nodded, signaling his group to lower their weapons, though their vigilance remained high. "We'll escort you to our enclave. There, you will explain yourselves, and we will decide your fate." As the humans led them through the forest, the alien crew was struck by the intricate balance of their surroundings. The forest, though beautiful, seemed to pulse with an ancient, almost sentient energy. The path they followed was meticulously maintained, suggesting a deep connection between the people and their environment. Arvik's mind raced with conflicting thoughts. The mission was rapidly spiraling out of control. The humans, once thought to be mere legends, were proving to be an unexpected challenge. The reality of their situation began to sink in, each step toward the human enclave fraught with uncertainty. The chapter closes with the alien crew, now guided by their enigmatic captors, entering the heart of the human territory. The tension is palpable, setting the stage for a confrontation that will test their every assumption about humanity and their mission's true nature. The alien crew, now under close guard, traversed the winding paths of the human enclave. The forest opened into a hidden valley, revealing a settlement that was a marvel of organic architecture. Homes woven from living vines and wood stood alongside meticulously cultivated gardens, blending seamlessly with the surrounding wilderness. The air was fragrant with the scent of blooming flowers and fresh earth, a stark contrast to the sterile environment of the series. Captain Arvik walked with a tense posture, his gaze shifting between the humans guiding them and the unfamiliar surroundings. The human leader, whose name they learned was Kale, led them to a central gathering area. This was a place of both function and ceremony, where intricate carvings and symbols decorated the structures, each telling a story of its own. Kale turned to face the aliens, his eyes reflecting both authority and curiosity. "This is our gathering place. Here, you will explain your intentions and answer for your intrusion." Dr. Vetra took a deep breath, her nerves steadying as she prepared to speak. We come in search of knowledge. Our mission is scientific. We seek to understand, not to invade. Kale raised an eyebrow, clearly skeptical. Understanding must be earned, not taken. We have defended our world from many who sought to exploit it. Sorn, feeling the weight of Kale's scrutiny, interjected. We did not intend to provoke you. We are not the first to explore uncharted worlds, and we follow protocols. We can share our technology, our findings. Kale's gaze shifted to Arvik. What assurances do we have that your promises are sincere? Words are easily spoken, but actions reveal truth. Arvik met Kale's gaze with unwavering resolve. We will cooperate fully. Our technology can demonstrate our intentions. However, we need your assistance to ensure a safe and productive exchange. A moment of silence passed before Kale's expression softened slightly. Very well. You will stay here while we deliberate. You will be treated with respect, provided you offer the same in return. As the humans withdrew, the alien crew was left in the heart of the enclave, surrounded by the hum of activity and the scent of the forest. Vetra approached a nearby table, examining various artifacts and tools with a mixture of fascination and trepidation. Look at this, Vetra said, holding up a finely crafted tool. Their craftsmanship is extraordinary. It's clear they have a sophisticated understanding of their environment. Arvik, observing the surroundings, felt a growing respect for the humans. They're not just survivors, they're artisans. This place, it's a testament to their ingenuity. Sorn's eyes scanned the perimeter, his unease palpable. We're not out of danger yet. They're watching us closely. We need to make a strong case for our peaceful intentions. The crew was then escorted to a temporary quarters, a structure formed from intertwined branches and leaves. Inside, the furnishings were simple but elegant, designed for comfort rather than luxury. As they settled in, Arvik and his team prepared their equipment for a demonstration of their technological capabilities. Hours later, the humans reconvened, their faces set in solemn determination. Kale reappeared, flanked by several elders who scrutinized the aliens with wary eyes. Show us what you have promised, Kale instructed, his tone brooking no argument. Arvik nodded and activated a holographic display, projecting a detailed overview of their mission and technology. This is our vessel, the Ceres. Our goal is to map and study new worlds, to foster mutual understanding and cooperation. The elders leaned in, their expressions a mix of skepticism and intrigue. Vetra continued, We can demonstrate our analytical capabilities and share data that could be beneficial for both our species. The demonstration was met with silence. The humans exchanged glances, their expressions inscrutable. Kale's gaze remained fixed on Arvik, his scrutiny intense. Finally Kale spoke. Your technology is impressive, but it's your actions that will define your true intentions. We will observe, and we will decide. As the humans withdrew, leaving the aliens to their thoughts, Arvik felt a gnawing sense of uncertainty. The stakes were high, and their next steps would be crucial. The respect they had earned so far was tenuous, and the delicate balance of trust and suspicion hung heavy in the air. The chapter concludes with the alien crew facing a pivotal moment. The fragile peace they have managed to secure is precarious, and their actions will determine their future interactions with the enigmatic and resilient human society. The morning sun filtered through the canopy, casting dappled shadows across the human enclave. Captain Arvik, Lieutenant Sorn, and Dr. Vetra were summoned to a central pavilion adorned with tapestries and intricate carvings. The air was crisp, filled with the scent of blooming flowers and freshly cut wood. The humans had been unusually quiet, their earlier skepticism now tempered with a more contemplative silence. Kale awaited them with a group of elders, their expressions inscrutable as they surveyed the aliens. The atmosphere was charged with anticipation. Today, we will conduct a ceremony, Kale announced. It is a tradition that those who seek to understand must also be willing to share. You will witness our rites, and in turn, you will demonstrate your willingness to learn and adapt. Arvik nodded, his demeanor respectful but guarded. We're ready. Our goal is to build mutual respect and understanding. The ceremony began with a series of ritualistic dances and chants. The humans moved with a grace that belied their rugged appearance, their voices harmonizing in a melody that seemed to resonate with the very essence of the forest. The air thrummed with a primal energy, and even the alien crew, despite their advanced technology, could not help but feel awed by the display. Dr. Vetra's eyes were wide with wonder as she took in the ceremony's intricate details. This is incredible. Their connection to their environment is profound. It's as if their entire culture is woven into the fabric of this place. Soren, more apprehensive, whispered, I hope this display will convince them of our sincerity. Our situation is precarious. As the ceremony concluded, Kale approached the aliens with a more relaxed demeanor. You have observed our traditions. Now it's time for you to demonstrate your commitment. We wish to understand more about your technology and intentions. Arvik and his team prepared a more detailed demonstration. Vetra projected a holographic map, showcasing their galaxy-spanning research and the data they had gathered. This is our data on interstellar phenomena and technological advancements. We seek to explore and learn, not to conquer. Kale and the elders examined the projections with a mixture of curiosity and skepticism. One of the elders, a wise-looking woman named Alara, spoke up. Your technology is impressive, but trust must be earned. We have learned from past experiences that intentions can be misleading. Arvik nodded in agreement. We understand. We are prepared to collaborate and share knowledge. We're also willing to offer assistance with any issues you may be facing. Alara's eyes softened slightly. There is one matter that has troubled us. Our land has been experiencing unusual disturbances. We suspect it may be related to activities beyond our control. Perhaps your technology could help us understand and address these anomalies. Dr. Vetra's interest was piqued. We can assist with that. If you provide us with more information on the disturbances, we can use our analytical tools to investigate. The humans led them to a remote part of the forest where the disturbances were most prominent. The area was marked by unusual patterns in the vegetation and signs of unexplained energy fluctuations. Vetra and Soren began to set up their equipment, scanning the area for anomalies. As they worked, Arvik observed Kale, who stood nearby, his expression a mix of hope and caution. If we can solve this issue, Arvik said quietly, we might be able to build a stronger foundation for cooperation. Kale glanced at him, a flicker of appreciation in his eyes. Your willingness to help speaks volumes. If you can indeed resolve this matter, it will go a long way in proving your intentions. Hours passed as Vetra and Soren analyzed the data. The readings were complex, but they eventually identified the source of the disturbances, a malfunctioning piece of alien technology, possibly from a previous expedition that had inadvertently affected the local environment. We've located the source, Vetra reported, her voice filled with relief. It appears to be an old signal emitter that's malfunctioning. If we disable it, the disturbances should cease. With the assistance of the humans, they located and deactivated the emitter. The environment around them began to stabilize, the anomalies fading as the signal's influence dissipated. Kale and Alara approached, their expressions more relaxed. You have proven your commitment, Kale said. Our trust in you has been earned. As the sun set, casting a golden glow over the forest, Arvik and his team were invited to join the humans in a celebratory feast. The tension that had marked their arrival was replaced by a genuine sense of camaraderie. They shared stories, exchanged knowledge, and began to forge a connection that promised a future of mutual respect and collaboration. The chapter closes with a sense of accomplishment and new beginnings. The alien crew's successful resolution of the disturbance has paved the way for a deeper understanding between them and the humans, setting the stage for a continued and evolving relationship.